Good morning or afternoon, and thank you for expressing interest in volunteering with us at Global Roadmap. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview of Google Earth for those who haven't used it before, and hopefully it'll help you get acquainted with the software. If you don't have it installed already, you want to head to Google or Bing or Ecosia or whatever other search engine you prefer and search for Google Earth. Then you want to go to the Google Earth website and go to Earth versions at the top here. Then we want to scroll down until we see Download Earth Pro on desktop. And you want to click on that and you want to download and install Google Earth following the recommendations from the company. Once you've installed Google Earth, we want to open it up and have a look around. Google Earth typically takes a little while to open and load the imagery, so just be patient and give it a second. Once we've opened it, we can move around the Earth by clicking and dragging with our mouse. We want to move so that we're looking at Southeast Asia because this is the area we plan to map. To zoom in, you can use the zoom icon in the top right here, or you can also use the scroll wheel on your mouse. You can also change the viewing angle relative to the ground by holding in the Shift key and again using the scroll wheel on your mouse. This allows you to look at different topographies and also just get a different perspective of the area you're surveying. If you want to rotate your camera angle, you can also do that by holding in Control and again using the scroll wheel on your mouse. You can also change the date of the imagery you're observing by using the clock icon at the top of the screen here. This allows you to look through historic imagery of locations, and you can toggle the imagery of the area you're looking at to find the imagery that's best for observing roads and mappings, or just to see how an area has changed through time. For example, this area of Sandakan we can see has changed quite considerably over the last years. We ideally want you to be mapping with the most recent imagery. However, if this imagery is poor or obscured by clouds, you can also look back through other imagery to find something better to map with. And it's also just interesting to see how sites have changed through time. If your Google Earth is scrolling and zooming too slow for you, you can change this by going to Tools in the top here, and then go into Options. To change the scrolling and zooming speeds, go to the Navigation tab and change the Fly to speeds to slower or faster, and also the mouse wheel speed to slower or faster. You can also invert the mouse wheel speed zoom direction, and this is especially useful for people who work with ArcMap a lot and are probably used to using an inverted zoom direction. Another thing that can be useful to do is to click the Do Not Automatically Tilt While Zooming under the navigation heading, and this will prevent Google Earth from changing the angle you're viewing the imagery at as you scroll through the imagery. I find this very useful for myself. In other options tabs, in the 3D view you can change the color settings and you can change the units of measurement. However, we recommend you stick to the defaults unless you are having issues. Finally, if your computer is going too slow and you're having trouble viewing your imagery in Google Earth, you can fix up your power settings by heading to Control Panel, go into Power Options, and making sure your computer is in high performance mode. And this will allow you to speed up the processing, but it'll also drain your battery quicker if you're using a laptop, so make sure you have your charger cord handy. Alright, and that is the basics of Google Earth. We recommend you watch the next video on how to map new roads in Google Earth, and thank you for listening.